Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people. This is the Albany Cavalcade, and I'm about to find out if it'll off-road. This is the second most voted for vehicle this week, coming in with 48 votes, and we're going to talk a little bit more about voting in just a minute, but do click on the link in the description down below and go vote. And thank you, Alban H, for that comment. I agree, I should have a lot more subscribers, because I do put in a lot of work on my channel. Not only here on YouTube, but also in my live streams on Twitch. I put a lot of work in, way more than I really should. Speaking of things that should happen, yeah, the cavalcade rolled over. It's to be expected. I mean, it's a big top-heavy beast of a truck. I mean, it's an SUV, but Jesus, this thing's massive. And it's slow, but you know, all of that's not really going to matter all that much, I don't think. Just keep your eye on that counter in the bottom right-hand corner. That's all I'll say about that. But anyways, I was going to talk a little bit about voting. Well, when this video goes live, it will have already happened. But I'm always a week ahead on recording videos. Like this video that you're looking at today, when it goes live, I will already have next week's Will It Off-Road recorded and mostly edited. So I'm always a week ahead. So for 2 weeks from today, when that video goes live, it will be with the new updated voting. What I've done is there's been well over, I think, 10, 11,000 responses for the 3-year history of Will It Off-Road. And what I wanted to do was a couple things. First of all, I wanted to make it so that if you voted for something that's on the voting form, except for the other section, it would automatically update the totals. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Finally got around to doing it, so now everything that's on that voting list is also in the totals, even if it has no votes. It will automatically just adjust if you vote for them. If you do an other vehicle, and that's fine, by all means, you are welcome to vote for anything you want. So if you don't see a vehicle that you want to see featured in Will It Off-Road on that voting list, just scroll to the bottom and click Other and type in what it is you want to see. I have to manually add those, though, so it may be a few hours before you see them get updated on the totals. So just a little bit of caution on that one. But anyways, I wanted to go and make Will It Off-Road voting a little more current. And I'm not going to reset it all that often, but what I did is I changed the way I count the votes through my little spreadsheet. And basically, I'm having it ignore all votes that were submitted before June 1st of this year. So basically, the past 6 weeks of votes are all we're looking at now. And then we'll run that. Maybe we'll reset it like every 6 months or something. I don't know. We'll decide that. You leave a comment down below how often you think I should reset Will It Off-Road voting. I can't do it weekly. That's just a bit too much to manage. And I don't want to do it monthly or anything. But the Cavalcade has made it to the top of the mountain. 3 minutes, 5 seconds. So will it off-road? Yeah, with Commander Hobo right behind me and his newer model Cavalcade. But rest assured, they perform exactly the same, as you can tell by how quick we got up the mountain. Going back down the mountain, the Cavalcade is really going to show all of its worst traits. Its lack of traction, its lack of braking, its wobbly suspension. Just watch this thing. As Finn described it, the two Cavalcades, I think he said, were majestic. And of course, he meant that sarcastically. And of course, you could have heard that comment if you were a Vainglorious supporter. Either a YouTube channel member, Patreon patron, shut up, Commander, don't honk at me, or a Twitch subscriber. All three of those get you access to a behind-the-scenes version of Will It Off-Road. It gets uploaded a day early, so you know the results, and you get to see that a day early. And it also has the little bits in between all my edits in there, and it has our conversation from Discord at the time that we are recording these videos. And honestly, I think they're the better video of the two. Sometimes it's hilarious in Discord, sometimes it's not. Ooh, nearly ran off the mountain. See, I didn't want to stop, and then it understeered. But yeah, so back to the Cavalcade. So that time of 3 minutes and 5 seconds isn't the best. You know, it's over 3 minutes. You know, it's nowhere near in the top half of vehicles, I don't even think. I don't know. I didn't look at it where it stands overall. However, I was shocked to discover when I entered all these numbers into my little spreadsheet, this is now the fastest SUV to get to the top of Mount Chiliad. Beats out the Rakoto by a second and a half. It previously held the top SUV list or spot. So, you know, it just goes to show that when it comes to off-roading, straight line speed and performance around a track matter for exactly jack and shit. Yeah, speaking of shit. What's really funny is, remember when I said the Cavalcades were pretty equally matched? Yeah, over there to the right. Commander Hobo had the exact same problem I did. Could not get stopped in time. Yeah, both versions of the Cavalcade are identical for performance numbers and the way they respond and everything. So it was just funny that not only did we get to the top of the mountain at the same time, not only did he have to honk at me when we were coming down the mountain because we were right there, he was right on my bumper, but then we both managed to overshoot the same turn. So, yeah. I like the looks of the old Cavalcade better, or the new Cavalcade better, the one that Commander has. But this one has more upgrade options, so that's why I have this one. It's just, you know, it's personal preference. I had to make a trade-off. But yeah, this is my actual personal vehicle. It just had a little bit of oversteer moment there and went all the way off the trail. And look at it. It just doesn't even want to go around this corner. Commander, I think, wound up going to the ditch. I nearly go in the ditch. I'm way to the right there. That was by the skin of my teeth holding on. I thought I was going to hit that car, but didn't. And we're down 3 minutes, 6 seconds. Sounds like Commander did hit the car. Somebody did. But we're back at the top of Mount Chiliad. And we're all going to drive off the mountain. Looks like there's 3 people behind me. So it's Finn, Commander Hobo, and either Non-Credit Rocket or Fat Cubed. I don't know. With 3 people back there, I'm not sure who that, ow. I just shed a lot of money parts. Not sure who that third person is. We'll see at the very end when we get down to the bottom. Yeah, the Cavalcade has been in the game since it launched, so it does have a damage model. Hooray! So, you know, granted, it's not, you know, realistic like real life. You do this to a car in real life, the thing would just be unrecognizable, and you'd be dead. But at least, you know, you do have body panels that crumple in. You have more body panels, bumpers, fenders, things like that that can fall off other than just hoods and doors. So it's kind of nice. Cavalcade wanting to play Turtle there with me. I'm slowly kind of taking this boxy Cavalcade and rounding it off a bit. Well, I hear some engine damage. I don't remember if I have that noted in the card at the end, but if not, I will update it, because definitely there's a little bit of an engine rattle going on there. And I don't believe I have it edited that way. That was the best way to land on that. Wait till you see one of the cars next week with one of these tunnels. It's kind of impressive. Oh, there's Finn. Gave me an accidental love tap to help me on through there as he was careening under control in his muscle car. Yeah, this thing is terrible off-road. It's kind of sad that this is the best SUV. Just goes to show you, don't buy an SUV for off-roading. They're not off-road vehicles. They're minivans. 149 is our time for the damage ascent, and let's take a look at that damage. Yeah, I don't have the engine damage noted. All lights, windows, front bumper, hood, driver's door are gone. Other doors, lift gate won't close. Right fender's missing. The mid wheels, severe body damage, and of course engine damage. I don't know how I'd fix on there anyway. And of course that was Fat Cube, not Rocket. There's the vehicles that came down with me. And that brings us to our next vehicle, the Grotti Itali GTO, coming in with the most votes this week of 66. So please go vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in upcoming Roll It Off off-road videos. As of right now, there's 75 active votes. And this is the best comment that came from my 10,000 hydrogen bomb where we blew up the mountain. Yeah, just go back and reread that as like a script between 2 different people. Yeah, it's incredible. So the Itali GTO, the same person voted for both of these vehicles that are in today's video. That same person is in this video, and no, it's not me. And he's not a commander, and he's not cubed, so that leaves you with just one choice. And just wanted to torture me with this car. Honestly, because everybody knows this thing bounces all around, and as you see, it's doing terrible. It's all-wheel drive. It's a great sports car. I've driven a version of it on a 5M server that does not have the advanced handling flags, and oh my god, it's fantastic. But this one does have advanced handling flags. And so what should be a rather competent car for traction, grip, speed, for all the, because of all-wheel drive and everything, instead is held back by the way it reacts to every little bump and jump and dip and uneven patch on the trail. And because of that, it doesn't do very well. I mean, I'm going to spoil it right now. It gets a worse time than the SUV we just looked at. And I was trying hard to keep this car under control. There's just not much you can do with it. I think I even drive it off the mountain at one point. I can't remember. We'll see here in a minute. It's been almost 2 weeks since I've edited the video. This is actually my third time recording this voiceover. Yeah, I'm doing it the night before it goes live. Yep, there we go. The car kind of lurched forward, and because it did hit a little bit of a bump, bounced up in the air, and so I couldn't brake. Thankfully, I did land it, so now I just have to find a way back up the mountain. But anyways, this is the third time I recorded the voiceover. The first 2 times when I would go to sync it up with my video, in Adobe it was fine. Like when I was editing it was all synced up. When I rendered out the video, it would wind up getting like 3 or even 4 seconds behind. My voiceover was just behind the action in the video that I would have uploaded. Finally found the problem. It was an update that got installed on my computer for Adobe, I believe. And it changed a technical thing for my microphone versus everything else. I can explain it in the comments down below if you want to know about it. But basically, it just comes down to frequencies and timing and things like that. So when Media Encoder went to turn all this editing into a video, it kept the sequence set the way it was recorded, not the way I had it edited. This poor thing bounces around so much. This car, I swear. Yeah, so we're just going to go over to the side here. We'll go over that bump a little bit. Finally up, 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Will it off-road? I mean, in a technicality, we have to go ding and say yes, but by all means, do not take this car off-roading. Like, seriously, just drive it into the ocean first. That would be fat cued with a musical horn. Yeah. Every week he buys a different musical horn for Will It Off-Road. Sometimes he manages to get him in for the footage, sometimes he doesn't. But yeah, he's doing that. So, the Itali GTO, again, should be a fantastic car. I love the looks of this car. I love the way it sounds. I even like the interior. I mean, it's a beautiful car. I even like the little glow from the taillights when the headlights are on. I like the little brake lights and the white ring for the backup lights. It's a fantastically, oh god, beautiful car. But it's crap to drive. And because of that, that time made it 28th in sports. Which is 2 seconds slower than the Benefactor Serato. You know, that convertible Mercedes that we have? Yeah, 2 seconds slower than that thing. And this is just, it's just all over the place. There's not a lot I can do. I'm trying to slow down and in my normal spots, but because it'll bounce, the tires aren't on the ground for the brakes to do any good. So, interestingly enough, though, flying off the mountain both times, despite the fact it looked like it was going to be, a tragic ending, it recovered fairly well. So I'll give it that. It will land a jump, but then it doesn't land a simple jump when I want it to. So the ones that are out of control, it lands fine. The ones that, are me just driving over a little bump, no, I'm going to roll. It went sideways in midair, because of the way it went over that last little jump. I mean, it's just, in the back end, I mean, you could see it just a second ago. Back end just all over the place, just And that's bouncing around. It's not losing traction. It's bouncing around. And it's just so frustrating to drive. Like, I've never been more ready to drive a car off the mountain to destroy it than I have been with this one. I was even tempted to go take the body armor off of it. Or armor plating, not body armor. Just so it'd blow up on the way down. I mean, honestly, it just was not fun at all. I suffered through this. Sorry, I had a bit of a coughing fit, but as I roll onto a perfectly parked Commander Hobo, like, he couldn't have chosen that parking spot better. It looked planned and intentional, but it wasn't. The car just rolled out of control, and he just happened to be there. But, you know, it's sad that the Cavalcade did better than a sports car. It really is. We are down in 2 minutes, 42 seconds. There's Commander, there's Sven, and now we are back at the top of Mount Chiliad to go send this thing hopefully to its doom. I wish I had a big boost button so I could send it into the ocean. Makes me so sad because I usually love all things Grotti. And yeah, ow, look at that. It doesn't even protect me. I'm losing health. But it's tumbling and it's going, and my character's reaching out mid-fall to close the door. Always cracks me up when they do that. Shedding body parts quite well, though, as we now have a cluster cluck of cars. Just kind of a big pile of automobiles, all working their way down the mountain. The two Italians fighting it out. Actually, there are 3 Italians in that. Oh, and did I hear an engine rattle? I think I heard an engine rattle. I could be mistaken. I'm going to listen for it. It may have just been the way the gravel sound was. Yep, tiny little engine rattle. And again, I think I missed that during editing. So I'll have to make sure I put that one in the end card too. It may already be there though, because this one's pretty loud. But I edited the video so long ago that I just don't remember. Fat Cube tried to help me along there. Not intentionally, he was just, you know, not in the best to control himself. This thing to this bumpy muddy bit was just atrocious. I mean, just awful. Look at it's just it's like a bucking bronco, just all over the place. The engine looks pretty though, but we are finally down. 1 minute 38 seconds, and there's Finn and Fat Cubed. So most of the lights, all the windows are gone. Hood, trunk, and right door gone. Left door won't close. Bent wheel, slight body damage, and that engine damage as well. By the way, don't forget, there is Will It Off-Road Bingo. I know I don't mention it every time. My God, look at all those dash hounds. There's more. There's a link in the description down below. You can play along and see if you can score a bingo. And if you do, make sure you put it down in the comments. So far, we've only had one person get bingo in the month and a half that it's been live. And please go vote for the vehicles that you want to see featured in upcoming Will It Off-Road videos by clicking on the link in the description down below. And until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.